Dr. Whooves, A Little Bit Country, Part 2. Exterior, just outside the main barn at Sweet Apple Acres. Night. The TARDIS appears in the middle of the front yard. The doctor comes out smiling and humming a tune.
She's running as beautifully as ever. I'm always so astonished at how quickly the TARDIS can recover despite all she's been through. All she needed was a quick loop around the nearest nebula and voila! Now for a delightful school night excursion.
The doctor looks around.
Where's that Jacquelyn? It has to have been at least 5 minutes. Oh, before I forget, sonic screwdriver. No way I'm going to miss the opportunity to scan this place twice.
The doctor goes back into the TARDIS and closes the door. When he steps back out, he sees the filly standing a few feet away in the dark.
Oh, there you are, Jacquelyn. I was worried you'd be late or have fallen asleep or some nonsense like that. Don't mind me, I'm just going to scan the area real quick. No big deal, normal procedure and such.
The doctor waves a screwdriver around with his hoof as it lights up and makes noise.
This is a sonic screwdriver, by the way. Long story, very complicated. I'll explain later. I notice you haven't packed anything. Planning on roughing it, I see. I like your spirit of adventure. Also, there's something different about you. Did you do something to your hair while I was out? Who are you? I'm the doctor. I've told you several times now. Did you really forget my name in 5 minutes? See, this is why you have to pay attention in school. Retention is just awful in kids these days. At least I think it is. In this universe. Might be. Actually, I think that may be a trans-universal academic constant. I just made that term up. I'm good at making up fancy-sounding terms, you know. I should write textbooks for liberal arts colleges, and you're not Jacquelyn Appleseed at all, are you? Nope. What is your name? I'm Applebloom. Applebloom. Why do I feel like I know that name from somewhere? Is someone behind you? Intruder! Hello, I'm the...
An adult mare jumps out from the shadows, lands, and bucks the doctor into the TARDIS. He hits the door with his backside and slides down to the ground on his butt.
What'd you do that for?
Applebloom, go back inside right now and lock the door. I'll take care of this.
But sis, I think he...
Don't argue with me, just do as I say. Applebloom grumbles and walks back to the door. She keeps the door open and watches from the doorframe. You've got some explaining to do, mister. How dare you show your face around here?
I'm sorry, have we met? Why did you kick me?
Both ponies are quiet for a few seconds. The mysterious mare can be heard sobbing quietly as she tries to hide it. I waited for you.
Beg your pardon?
I waited all night for you, but you never came back.
Oh no, Jacquelyn Appleseed, I am so...
It's not Jacquelyn Appleseed anymore. I go by Applejack now.
Applejack? What happened to Jacquelyn Appleseed? I liked that name.
It sounded a bit too folktale.
Applejack, I am so very sorry.
Sorry? You're sorry? I waited outside 2 days for you. I missed school and wouldn't eat. They had to drag me back into the house kicking and screaming. They told me you weren't real. They said I made you up in my head. I went from doctor to doctor. Real doctors, mind you. They all said the same thing. They told me I was crazy and dangerous to myself. My family was embarrassed. Ashamed of me even. I kept insisting you were real and that you'd come back someday. The strange pony from space in his blue box. It took me years to get over you. I finally let it go and convinced myself I made it up. That I had an overactive imagination, that's all. And here you come, years later, like nothing ever happened. Well, something sure happened to me. And I want to know exactly what you have to say for yourself, mister.
Does it help my case that it's only been about 5 minutes for me?
You get one more try at that, mister, and then I buck you again.
I tried. I really thought I was coming back at the right time, but you have to understand that TARDIS sort of has a mind of its own. Well, more like a soul of its own. Anyway, it sometimes brings me somewhere different, or in this case, somewhere different than I expect. And I hurt you. I hurt you and I know I can never give those years back to you, but at least give me the chance to make it up to you. I can still make good on my promise. What do you say? Do you forgive me?
The doctor gives his best but still awkward smile. Applebloom?
Yes, sis?
Get my rope.
Oh, bugger. Okay, Applejack. Also, you're grounded for disobeying me. What? That is so not fair.
Applebloom runs off to grab the rope.
Don't suppose we can just grab a pint and talk things out, can we? Oh, look at you. All grown up and practically in the blink of an eye from my perspective. You're not the first who's had to wait for me. I'd like to say I've never made this mistake before, but I have. I don't suppose that excuses very much. It gets lonely traveling through time and space all by yourself. I like to find some mates along the way every now and then, but they're all gone now. Well, they're fine, nothing bad happened to them. Well, recently anyway. But this universe of yours is new to me, and you were the first person, pony I've met, and I've already hurt you so much. Stupid doctor.
Ain't you gonna try and run away? Get in your box and fly to safety? When Applebloom gets back with that rope, I'm gonna tie you up real good, I mean it.
Go ahead, Applejack. I've hurt so many people. Maybe I should be tied up for a while so I don't hurt anyone else.
People, person, everyone. You look like a pony, but you keep saying words like that, both then and now. What kind of alien are you anyway? Why do you look like us?
I'm a Time Lord. It's a long story, very complicated.
Don't you dare say you'll explain later. You'll explain right now.
Very well. I'm a Time Lord. The last of my kind. They all died out. Also a long story, and I promise you don't want me to get into that right now. Anyway, we Time Lords look very similar to another species called humans, so I'll just describe them instead. Humans are an intelligent bipedal creature from another universe. You see, bipedal means
that they stand on two legs and have claws instead of hooves. What are you looking so surprised for? You're the pony you told me to pay more attention in school. I didn't enjoy it much, but I learned as much as I could stand, hoping one day you'd come back and I could impress you.
Applejack looks away embarrassed. The doctor finally smiles again.
Well, I am impressed. You did that just for me. Well, don't make a big deal out of it, will you? You're making me turn red.
Applebloom comes running back and drops the rope next to her sister. Here you go, Applejack. Are you going to tie him up like a vermin? He seems nice and all, but he did make you upset, didn't he? How long have you known him? It sounds like it's been a while since you've seen him.
Applebloom, go put the rope away.
But I ran all the way to the south barn to get this.
Well, you can run back now. We don't need it anymore. Thank you for running and getting it, though.
Applejack rubs Applebloom's mane and places her hat on Applebloom's head.
Tell you what, you be a good filly and run this rope back to the south barn, and I'll think about shortening your grounding, okay?
You got a deal!
Applebloom grins from ear to ear and runs off with the rope and the hat still on her head.
I said I'd think about it!
That filly only hears what she wants to.
She reminds me of another little one I met recently.
You want to know what finally made me stop waiting for you? It was her, Doctor. The other doctors wanted to send me to a special school where they could help me. What they meant was a crazy folks' home. Granny Smith didn't want to do it, and Big Macintosh wasn't too keen on it either, but they were worried about me. I was so sure you were real and would come back. Seeing you now, I know I was right all along, but from their standpoint, I can understand what they must have been going through. Then Applebloom said her first word. Want to know what it was?
Mama?
Doctor. See, that's when I knew it wasn't just about me anymore. I was hurting other ponies by holding on to my little fantasy. No offense.
Oh, none taken. I've been called much worse.
I didn't want Applebloom to grow up with the same delusions and heartache that I did. So I let it go. That's the day that the doctor went back into my imagination forever. And you see, Doctor, that's why I can't travel with you. I appreciate that you came back. In fact, I thank you. 'Cause now Applejack hears the sound of the doctor's screwdriver and turns around.
Are you even listening to me? Yes, I'm a figment of your imagination. I heard every word. You see this doohickey that I'm holding? It's called a sonic screwdriver. Long story short, it tells me when something is weird or off. And something is certainly off in that direction right now.
The doctor points a sonic screwdriver behind Applejack. Applejack's face goes pale.
You're pointing south, right where the southern barn is. Applebloom's over there. There's a saying I have for situations just like this one.
What's that?
Run!
The doctor trots off towards the southern barn. Applejack follows quickly after and overtakes him.